Okay. So yeah, you were just saying that, that knowing that we had this time together was giving you will to live.
It was.
And
It was,
so
but that's over now.
yeah, so please I'm gonna need you to text me a mental health well-being check every hour after we hang up. Hey, I'm okay. Still want to be alive.
Well, you watched me take my wellbutrin, so I picture myself like a marionette that's like collapsed on the floor, and it was like I just need something to be like, "Ooh, we're reanimated," you know. So yeah.
Oh, I love that. That the marionette makes me think of what is it? What pop culture image comes to mind when you think of a marionette?
Pinocchio, even though I don't know that in the movie he was one. In the movie, I think he was just a doll, but I'm pretty sure the classic story is him as a marionette.
Yeah, that's so interesting. That's
Right?
it's been so long since I've seen Pinocchio. A.
Yeah. Well,
B. Yeah,
that's
I think
weird.
he's
It's not your regular one.
it's
What's your
actually
favorite
my
Disney movie?
favorite film of all time. I was watching this video the other day. There's this woman, and the video was taken by her spouse, and she was sitting in front of the TV facing away from the TV. So imagine there's a TV right here,
Okay.
and you're watching me, and the person holding the camera is turning on a Disney movie
Okay.
and is rotating through Disney movies. And so like you see the screen
Yes.
first before he hits play and it shows you the title, and then it turns on and starts, and within 5 seconds this woman is able to guess like 10 different Disney movies simply by the opening musical riff.
That
And one of them was fucking Pinocchio,
that's
which I was like,
crazy.
how in the world, like some of them like have distinctive musical themes, so if they're like your
Sure.
fave you're
Like
gonna
Aladdin
recognize
I
it.
could do because I remember the opening of that one like distinctively. Um,
Pocahontas is that one for me.
Interesting. Yeah.
But
Um,
both of those have
yes.
distinct musical themes.
Yes. Pinocchio is
But
a shocking one. I didn't even know it had music, if I'm honest with you. I can't, I
I
think I
mean,
saw it like twice as a child, you know?
it just was the typical like opening credits kind of like
Oh,
backgroundy. But anyway, all that is to say, the reference I think of when I think of marionettes is the NSYNC video
oh yes, duh.
where they're all marionettes.
Yes. I forgot about that.
I think that is it's gonna be me is the one where they're the marionettes. Now I have to look it up. It's gonna bother me if I don't
Did you
get it right.
have we talked about whether you were in Sync or Backstreet Boys?
I don't remember. I really liked both, and I didn't have necessarily like as fierce a loyalty
Sure.
as some people, but I was more in sync. Like I have entire in sync albums memorized.
That tracks your in like I was like if I had to peg you as one, I would peg you as an NSYNC kid. Yeah, for sure.
If you had to peg me,
Yeah. If I had to
if I had to,
I need you to know that all of the things going through my brain are that we just said the word peg. We're talking about a doll that has like a growing nose. So do with that what you will.
there's just so much. There's so much there. It's
There's
a
so much happening
rich,
in my brain right
it's a
now.
rich text.
And in syncs on in the background. I don't know.
Oh my God. Yes, it was. It's gonna be me.
Yeah.
And the Justin Timberlake doll in the video has like the ramen noodle hair.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
yes. Hilarious.
Um,
Ramen noodle.
anyway. So what's keeping you alive?
We already talked about that.
This
Also,
this
what's keeping
call,
you alive is the end. We haven't recorded in so long. What's making you laugh?
wrong order. Okay, well, now but we're working backwards because we began with talking about what's keeping you alive. But
Right.
what's
Yeah.
making me laugh is a really good question.
Or
Hardly
what's keeping
anything.
you alive? You can answer either. I just wanted to, I truly was like, when I posted our last episode, I was like, we really haven't recorded in so long.
Oh my God, it's been a while.
Like, because
Yeah.
we're releasing every other week and we released three during which time we didn't record.
Oh my
So that's
God.
like, it's like been 2 months.
Yeah. Oh my God. We've seen each other in person again since the
I
last time
I
we
know.
recorded. Uh, that's that was a nice buoy of my spirit over
It,
the course of the summer.
it definitely was like way too short. I had a lot of feelings about that, and I felt like, you know, lesson learned for next year that I'll definitely be like staying in my friend's apartment or something so that I can
Love.
see you the next day. Because I also didn't know what like I think I was hesitant to even consider that because I was like, this is your time with your family, and I don't know how that looks, and I don't want to
Yeah.
add an element that you have to manage or think about. Uh,
Yeah.
but like, it was just so chill that I was like, oh, okay, I think it would have been fine. Yeah.
It was our chillest family vacation to date, and it was
Oh,
really lovely. It was such a great trip overall. I was
for the
really
19, where did you take your? Where was this family trip, and how
Oh,
did
I took
you get
so
there?
for the 19. Hello 19. By the way,
Good to be
hi
back.
everyone. Good to be back. Good.
Back
Hello
in the studio.
from here we are back in the studio. As you can see, I've added some art to the
Okay, I
studio
will
here.
say that the other thing is that with because your hair is adorable right now, the braids are looking really like, and you have the one curl down the sides. It's very cute. Um,
Thank you.
and if you were wearing not a black t-shirt with this background and those braids, you would absolutely be doing a children's education YouTube.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I just got to get some overalls. And
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
gay Miss Rachel.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
So, family trip was to Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, which is my homeland. It is where I'm from. We go every summer. For a long time, we went every summer and at Christmas, but two road trips with our size of family is just a lot. And the winter one also, like, hazardous and not a fun drive. So now we do a summer visit and make it a little bit longer and just rent a big Airbnb with a pool and have everyone over and hang out in the backyard and yeah, just visit with everybody who lives close by, which now includes you. Um, yeah, so you came down to visit us, which was a delight, even though your phone did not survive.
It didn't. We have a brand spanking new iPhone 13 right here. Not to
Ooh!
do.
Not to brag.
um, yeah, which I do like it. I mean, it definitely goes a lot faster than the other one. That's for sure. And does more things. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, okay, so how was the road trip?
The road trip was really great. The road trip was great. The kids, as they keep getting older, they also they're getting more used to our road trip shenanigans. So these are kids who are very able to entertain themselves with their devices, nap well in the car, enjoy, a good road trip snack of choice. Um, so that was really great. I do believe that I had either some kind of food poisoning or possibly cyclospora exposure on the way out there, as did Laura. So we had a couple of not very fun nights of the road trip related to that. And that was not great, including heads up, I'm going to talk about vomit. So if you don't want to hear about vomit, skip ahead for about 30 seconds.
I
But
love how much
including
we've already talked about suicide ideation, and now we're like, but we are going to bring up vomit, so everyone look out.
everyone just like really be mindful of your own state. And if you need to click away or tap through it, um, okay, now I'm really going to talk about it. So skip ahead another 30 seconds. But yeah, including a moment where in pulling off of the interstate and pulling into a gas station, I was able to avoid vomiting all over the car and instead swing the door open, lean out the passenger side, and vomit out the side of the car theatrically.
Like a pro. Like a
Like
pro.
a pro. My favorite detail of that story is that I managed, as I was realizing, like, you start to get like the taste in your mouth, like, oh no, it's gonna happen. I put my hair up.
Oh,
That was, I like my instinctual move was to put my hair up because I was like, I know it's happening one way or the other,
uh-huh.
and no matter where it happens, I don't want it in my hair.
Yep.
And it didn't get in my hair. So that was a victory.
That is very impressive.
Thanks.
Um, quick thinking. There are skills that one develops when throwing up becomes a regular part of your life, which is
Mm,
fascinating. Like there, it really becomes like I know the signs that throw up is possible so early at this
yep.
point that I'm like,
Yep.
let me scope my environment to see what my what will I do if this does come to pass.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it came to
Mm-hmm.
pass that Adriana had to vomit again on the spot behind a dumpster on 18th Street.
It came to pass.
Oh man, yeah. That is impressive. I want to give you your flowers. That
Thank
is so
you.
impressive. You pulled your hair back and you vomited out the car, not in it.
Thanks for really acknowledging and validating that. It means a lot to me.
You deserve it.
Yeah, so that was the highlight of the road trip. No, it was not the highlight, but it was something, all right. Yeah, but other than that, it was just like really lovely summer road trip vibes. We drove back on July 11th, so it was free slushy day at 7-Eleven. Um, and we happened to stop at a 7-Eleven to get gas, and that's when we remembered it was free slushy day. So the kids were very excited. I was excited. Um, I did text my family and say, "Hey, it's free slushy day at 7-Eleven." And my family was like, "We don't have a 7-Eleven here anymore." I was like, "Sorry, okay."
Yeah, I don't, we didn't have, I don't think I'm trying to remember when I first would have ever even gone to a 7-Eleven. Probably in Nashville.
Sounds right.
Um, in Indiana, we had village pantries.
Yes, yeah. We had a
And
village pantry as well.
they weren't, obviously not in our town, but like in further out towns, because village pantries were fancy, you know? And so
Very.
only in the higher end communities. And I do remember though being excited when we stopped into a VP as it's known.
Oh my God. VP.
VP. Um, okay, wait, what's making you laugh? Did we identify that?
My my toddler has begun telling us to back off.
Ooh,
She first said it to my wife the other day. Laura texted me after dropping her off at daycare and was like, "Has she said back off to you before?" Like in the context of, "Mommy, I'm playing with my friend, back off."
hilarious.
Also, yesterday, she was watching a video on my phone. We were laying in bed, um, not wanting to get out of bed to get dressed to go to school. And she was watching a video on my phone and she accidentally clicked on an ad.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to show her, like, because she's learning, like, oh, I clicked an ad, I can click the X and get out. She's starting to learn that, but not fully yet. So she
Yeah.
gets frustrated. And I said, "Oh, shoot, you clicked an ad." And she goes, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's so hard because it's like when she uses it correctly, I'm just like, it's so satisfying. It's so fucking funny.
Yes.
And you just have to not laugh. It was also upsetting because it's different when there's other big people in the room, and she
Sure.
says that, and immediately the move is we have to lock eyes with each other and try
Yes.
not to laugh, and it's
Yes.
so fun.
Yes.
And there was no one else there when this happened. And it just was like, ah, I just had to hold that all by myself and not even laugh or encourage it, but say, uh-oh, that's a grown-up word. I'm trying to get her to say, I'm trying to do what I do with one of the 11-year-olds, which is to try to get her to say, oh, farts instead, so she can
Okay.
get the same,
Yes.
like,
We have a strong consonant on the front and end. It has a nice t at the end, which I think is helpful. Because when people are
yeah,
like replacing like damn with darn, I'm like, no, the arn is a totally different affect than am.
yeah.
Like I can't be
Hmm.
like arn. It's like it goes up. We're not going up right now. I'm pissed. Damn. you know? And like I think fuck also works for people because of the hard consonant at the end. I
Absolutely.
think that farts is a great replacement for that
It's
very
not
reason.
quite it's not quite the same, but I just
It
it
does.
also it's equally pretty funny to hear her say, "Oh, farts."
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I like it. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Um, yeah, the 11-year-old this morning was playing a video game and went, "Oh, fuck," and then saw me come out of the bathroom and was like, and I said, "Please don't use that word." And he goes, "I didn't, what word?" I said, "Oh, fuck." And I was like, "Mm, okay, okay,
Oh my god,
Lord." So,
your
yeah,
patient
my
astonishing.
my children continue to make me laugh. What's making you laugh?
Uh, that's a great question. I haven't thought about it. I don't know, man. I mean, I've laughed a lot, but I'm trying to think of like a specific thing. Um, oh, okay, so this is like old, but because we haven't recorded in like 2 months. Um, uh, Gail Daughtry and the Celebrity Hall Pass, Celebrity Sex Pass is like the best comedy that's been made in maybe 10 years. Um, so smart, so funny, so dumb.
Love it.
Just truly just pure comedy. Like there's nothing else going on with that. And
Hmm.
um yeah, so I can't recommend it enough to folks. It's made by the same people who did what Hot American Summer and stars and or features a lot of the same people, but a lot of new people too that weren't in those that like they just did such a good job casting, honestly, like because you have the old people that like give you some satisfaction, like, oh, there's that person, yay. But then they bring in all these younger folks that you hadn't seen in those movies who do an equally incredible job. And
Yeah,
like I feel like sometimes it feels out of balance in those cases, but everyone was like on par. It was great. I loved it. And
I love that.
I laughed so hard throughout the entire fucking thing. It was like yeah, I can't really remember the last new movie that's made me laugh like that. Um yeah, so anyway, if you want to laugh, I do recommend it. It just left theaters here. So I'm hoping it'll be streaming soon, but it was also a great theater experience. So if you're in New York, I'm pretty sure it'll be in theaters there longer. Um,
Mm,
so if you get a chance, check it out. It
I
was
love that.
yeah. Um, yeah, so that's what's making me laugh.
I'm seeing the new Spider-Man this weekend
Interesting.
with the boys.
Are you so excited?
Moderately, I would say. Yeah. I mean, I just love going to the
Yeah,
movies. I don't
it's
I don't care what we're
yeah,
seeing. I loved going to see Toy Story 5. I loved seeing the fucking Minions movie.
right.
It doesn't matter to me. But yeah, I don't know. I need to rewatch the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies.
Yeah. I've never seen it. I've only seen the first Spider-Man.
Hmm.
Um, and I liked it. Fine, I guess. It was just never my like I wasn't that into superhero stuff in general, and the only one that I moderately got into was X-Men. And
Yeah.
I think that was because that was the cartoon that my sister and I watched,
Hmm.
superhero wise, you know. Um,
That's a cool one to be into, though, I feel.
I do still maintain that like Wolverine's the ultimate superhero. Um,
Okay.
and uh when I talk to my friends who are actually like comic book people who like have real opinions about this that are much more valid than anything I could ever say since I'm at best an armchair, not I'm a lawn chair fucking comic book expert. Let's say that. And, and the lawn chair has holes in it and a bent frame. um,
I love this lawn chair expert concept. It's amazing. Keep going.
honestly,
But you're
that's our podcast when we're officially senior citizens and living in whatever compound we've created and we're just sitting on our porch in our busted ass lawn chairs with all our opinions, that is our podcast then.
I love it.
Yeah. Um uh yeah. Anyway. So yeah,
But wait, your expert, your comic book
oh yeah,
familiar friends.
they obviously disagree with me for the most part, but I will say they do like they give credence to that theory for sure. It's just that they are so in that the more interesting ones aren't the ones that are obviously like like Batman is people's favorite in part because it's like he doesn't really have a superpower,
Yeah.
you know, and it's so there's this whole faction of like my friends that's like very into Batman, and it's like in part the impressive thing is that he doesn't actually have a superpower. And then there's of course the other faction that's like, yeah, that's why he's the worst. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I love saying any of this and imagining any of them hearing this and being like, A, how dare you? And B, that's not what I said.
Oh my God. Actually, I didn't say that. Please don't activate the comic book people against our podcast. Our YouTube is about to be overrun with feral cat people and comic book people.
That is exactly right. I did unleash the feral cat people
Ugh.
in our last episode. Yeah, but so I when my family was visiting, we took my nieces to MSI, Museum of Science and Industry, for they had a Spider-Man exhibit, and it had like it was really cool. They had a lot of the real costumes and stuff. That was fascinating. But they had a lot of like the Tom Holland stuff, which I had like truly half of it. I was like, I have no reference for any of this. Um, but they had one of his costumes there, and I was like, it is so fascinating to me that like leading men are very short people.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, it's very fascinating. I'm like, because I mean, he is a very short person.
I realize I don't have a frame of reference for how tall he
I
actually is.
didn't
I'm
either
also
until I saw this costume, and I was like, this is way, way short. Like, this is like probably shorter than me. So I think he's under 5'7", or maybe is 5'7" or something.
it says he's around 5'7", which is my height.
Yeah, that's how tall I am, and I'm like, because when I was looking at it in there, my sister and I were both like, wow, okay. Which I would guess that he's probably actually like 5'4" or 5'5" because Hollywood's obviously not going to say the real thing because they are trying to make these leading men as tall as perceivably possible.
It's
Uh,
also just so interesting to me. I'm like, it's bizarre to me that height is like an attractiveness feature to people. I don't get it, but I don't
I
know.
don't either, but I think what was interesting to me is when I learned that that was the case, it made sense to me that when I was looking at all the like all the Hollywood starlets are like 5'3" or 5'4". Like there's very few of them that are actually tall, even though like weirdly like models are the thing that's referenced in sitcoms as being the hot thing, like tall women and all this stuff. But then in like real life, it doesn't really pan out that way. And like, you know what I mean? It's like, and then when
Yeah.
I thought that so many of these men in like the 90s were literally like they filmed at angles to make it look like the woman has to look up at the man. And like we certainly can't have the woman being as tall or taller, and like there's just all of these things with it, but yet all of the men were shorter. And so and it was just like I'm like there's just so much theory put into the gender of height to make sure that we all perceive that men are bigger and taller, and that is the
Yes.
way it's supposed to be, and
Yeah.
consequently women are smaller at all times.
Yeah.
And so the amount of work
Bizarre.
and camera work and stools and lifts and flats and all the shit that's been put into that is bananas.
Yeah.
Um,
So interesting.
and again,
I
I don't,
just,
because that's why we think tallness matters. I think, you know, is because it's been like marketed to us
yeah.
that way. Uh,
Yeah.
as someone who like all of the men I've dated, literally, it's like you just there's no rhyme or reason to any anything size wise for sure. Um, I can tell it for me, it literally didn't make a difference. It made no fucking difference. My first boyfriend was 6'4" though. So that that did like
Skirt.
start things interestingly. But then my next boyfriend was 5'6". So we just, you know, like I said, I'm telling you, there's no
Yeah. Yeah, I think about the height history of the people that I've dated and
history.
the height history, height variation. I guess I just am like, and I get it. I get the like kind of that there's this cultural marinade we're swimming in that's always shit about bodies and how they're
Yeah.
supposed to look and how they're supposed to be in relationship to
Yeah.
others and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I my first my first boyfriend was about my height, which would have been like 5'5", but this was in middle
Mm-hmm.
school. My next boyfriend was pretty tall. Now is I think he's now over 6 feet, but we would have dated in like late middle school, early high school, so he wouldn't have been fully that tall yet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it has been a little bit all over the place for me too. Some
Yeah.
people like my height, I now am married to someone who's a couple inches shorter than me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's not a thing that really I don't know. It's also interesting in a world where I am communicating with so many people who I'm not with physically in
Right.
space. Height becomes a really interesting thing because, like, for example, when I used to like work in an organization where people were located kind of like all across the country and we would mostly interact like this,
Right.
it was always an interesting moment to meet someone for the first time in
Yes.
person and be like, oh, you have like an entire body and
Yeah.
you're taller than me, you know?
100%. So I had a meeting with someone yesterday who I've only worked with virtually, and we are actually meeting up at the end of the month. And but during the call, they were like, I mean, they were like, as a woman who's 6'4" or 6'3", I was like, oh, okay, because how would I have known, right? Um, and when I was in grad school, I had a class that I went to grad school. I started in 2021. So there were days when it was like, I think we can come in person, everyone wear a mask, and you're not allowed to have drinks because you can't even like, like there's no alternative, like masks have to stay fully adhered at all times. And and then we would switch to like just virtual because then there'd be an outbreak or whatever the fuck. So the
Oof.
one class I took, we had only been virtual, and then finally we had a session in person. And the professor, of all people, was like, "Huh, you look really different than I." Mm-hmm. And
What?
yeah, and I was like, I think I literally was like, I don't know what you want me to say to that. Uh,
You look really different.
yeah,
I like, and here's the thing. I was absolutely, so I can't so much hate on the like making a comment about it. I guess I can though, because of the professor doing it is strange and different. But
yeah,
like when I would meet a colleague and I was the person who was like, we'd hire someone new in one of our places outside of New York and I would do a lot of their onboarding with them. I would arrange their travel. We would have like interacted a lot. And
right,
then they come finally are there in person and I'm like, "Oh my God, it's great to meet you."
yeah,
Also, "Oh my gosh, I didn't realize you were taller than me," or like,
right,
maybe this is silly. I didn't know how tall you were,
right.
whatever. Never like, "You look different in person."
Well, this is the thing. You and I talked about this on a previous episode. It's the same thing as like when I would cut my hair and people were like, "Oh, you cut your hair."
Stop it. Stop it.
I'm like, and so okay, I'm gonna the 19. Okay, confession, and I don't feel bad about it. I know me saying that implies that I probably do, but I don't.
Own it. Own it. Own your truth. Speak on it.
I've been repeatedly watching Big Bang Theory last month,
I'm so proud of your vulnerability right now.
and
So proud.
there's a moment when one of the characters is like gets back together with her ex and is like, and they're about to have sex, and she's like, okay, so since we last saw each other's bodies, I got a tattoo of like, I don't know, some cartoon character, right? And she's like, before you see it, the only acceptable responses are I love it or nothing. And I was like, that is correct. Like in
Yes.
the thing,
Yes.
like haircuts, like when I remember being like, the only response is, oh, I like your haircut, or oh, you cut your hair, it looks great. Similarly, if I have never seen you outside of a virtual context, commenting on something specifically that is not negative is fine. Saying you look different, A, from in a power dynamic, there is no good version, so
Yep.
just don't.
Yep.
And B, unless it's like, oh, your hair's darker than I thought, like, it didn't come through that way, or like whatever.
Yeah. Don't be
There's,
vague. Don't be weirdly vague.
I mean, it won't. I also didn't like this professor and fully disagreed with his grading of my papers, which was rare for me. I'm usually my own worst critic. He proved me wrong that he could
No.
be my worst critic.
Jesus Christ. I hate him. I already hate him. Don't know him, never met him, never will, but I hate him. He's one of the 19. Just watch.
Oh my god, I would love for. Do I look different?
Um, shit. There was something on the tip of my tongue to ask you, but I lost it. It'll come back to me. It'll come
Okay.
back.
Um. Anyway, height shit is weird. I mean, our body preferences are weird. It's like, why
Yes.
do we have I want to acknowledge that I say that as someone who only really recently realized that there's a term for this, demisexual, that it really, like, for me, it really doesn't register that way. It doesn't work. It never has. And
Mm.
that goes for conventional hotness as much as anything else. Like I understand like essentially like the math of capitalism and bodies. So I can say, oh, I see how that person's viewed as conventionally attractive. But in this, like for my physiology doesn't change as a result of that. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, so I'm like, uh, yeah. So I want to say that like I get there might be people who have body preferences, and I'm like inconsiderate to the fact that they have a different experience than me, but I also have a powerful belief that it's all capitalism. And so,
I mean, it is all capitalism.
dude, oh my God, did I tell you about? Yes, I think I left you a voice note about. No, I didn't. I was gonna take a picture of this one page of this book, but then it kept going, and I was like, now I have to take a picture, and it was like, oh, I'm basically scanning this entire chapter for you. But
And we will attach that chapter as a PDF to this podcast episode.
like, no, I'm reading this book called Everything is Tuberculosis, and it's a popular
Yes.
book. A lot of people have read it. My sister had gotten it for me, and I finally like the spirit moved me, and I picked it up a couple weeks ago, and I've been slowly making my way through it. It's wonderful. Well, wonderful might be the wrong adjective because that implies like some form of happiness, and I would argue there's not a lot of that in there, but um, it's a really well written and fascinating, if a bit depressing, study of the cultural implications of tuberculosis. Um, but there's actually like multiple chapters dedicated to the aesthetics of tuberculosis and how it was for white Westerners the aspiration.
Yep.
And literally, like, he cites all these amazing writers, including Lord Byron, who was as for the 19 before this, I was talking to AJ about a podcast I've been listening to about Lord Byron. Um, and uh, including Lord Byron as all of these people being like, oh, I hope I'm lucky enough to die of tuberculosis so I can look like that. And even Keats, who did die of it, was basically like, the suffering is immeasurable, and thank God I look so good. It's like, I mean,
It's fucked.
and like you and I have talked about this so much because, there is this thing of like people becoming terminally ill and becoming very thin, and that being seen as a good thing.
Yep. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure yeah, like I know you have your own experiences and versions of this that are different than mine, but I can recall
I don't.
times I've had
I don't.
you don't. Okay. Well, never mind then. Fuck me. I no, I have had times where I've been like very, very ill, unwell,
Yep.
and have had people be like, "Ooh, look at you. You've lost weight. I can tell." Like, whatever. And it's just kind of like, "Oh, I was sick, actually. You're congratulating me on being unwell." Um, have you, okay, I hesitate to even ask this. And if you don't know,
I'm
if
so
you don't,
excited.
and you may fully be like, I don't know about this and I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I think something referenced this person once and you were like, who the fuck is Ariana Grande? Or why do I care
Oh,
about her?
yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen her presence in the news recently and like
Oh,
what's
I
going
did
on with
see
her?
that she is, yes, The Guardian reported on it because obviously, with everything going on in the world, the primary thing I needed to know is that
Is the,
the head, because obviously I didn't read the article, but I read the headline that it was like Ariana Grande, after she's in Chicago apparently finishing out her like whatever, and and is there was two articles. One was that she released this album, in a very vague like statement with a 3-star review, which is about as vague of a review as you can give. And then the next article was that she's taking a step back from
Yeah.
the spotlight or whatever.
She is anybody who is like going to like look this up or Google this who is like not familiar, some of the like imagery is very distressing, the imagery of like her body
Oh,
and um
mm-hmm.
she with this new album she put out a music video where some of the images of her body are very disturbing like and apparently I mean for a while since she's lost it would appear a lot of weight since like Wicked began
Wait,
years.
really? Because the one that the new one? Because I noticed, and I remember you and I talking about this, that like both of the stars of the Wicked movie that most recently
Yes.
happened, when I saw, I was like, what the fuck? Even on the cover, let alone when I saw them like in media things, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? These
Yes.
people who are already small are like, I mean,
Well,
I'm gonna say it, it's unhealthy. Like it was, and then you and I
it's
talked,
yeah.
there was an article about it, and she was saying that,
I've never been healthier.
yes.
Stop commenting on my body.
And I was like, I am bothered by that because young children are seeing this, and it is unethical that you're telling them that this is what's healthy. And I get it that you're in your own thing, but there are
Yeah.
consequences to this. Per our previous episode, everyone go back to the Hollister jeans and all of that. Mall episode 25.
Yes, but it like it so it does it would appear that since that, which is I think when I started to like
Yeah,
take notice because I enjoy her music. I've never been like a super fan enough to like follow a ton of what she's doing, but I've like enjoyed her music, seen her in different spaces. But then Wicked was when she first was appearing very thin to me in a
yeah,
way that I really noticed.
yeah.
And then in the second film, there are what she's wearing changes and it shows more like chest and
Mhm.
we're talking like full rib cage visible.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and it's the same in this music video. It's like it's clear that it's kind of like progressing.
Yeah.
And they talked about this in the most recent episode of Vibe Check also. Shout
Mhm.
out to
Mhm.
my faves. But it is like it is distressing. And it
Mhm.
apparently like pro Anna content is there's like a lot of imagery of
Mhm.
her.
Mhm.
Um And so it just, yeah, it's that same sort of like this person is clearly ill. This person is
Mhm.
having
Mhm.
a health crisis,
Yep.
a mental health crisis,
Yes.
if
Yes.
we are denying that this is happening, right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
In Vibe Check, they were also, I don't remember who they referenced, but Saeed talked about whoever it was, but someone who's like a disability rights activist was talking about having an eating disorder is a disability.
Yes.
And it make, people have their different levels of comfort of like
Yep.
talking about that, but like and it's just, and we are also uncomfortable, I think, with the idea of like admitting like this is very visible, this is real, this is
Yes.
happening.
Yes.
Um, so that's on my mind a lot. It's like the images of her are haunting.
Yeah.
Um,
Ay.
And the video itself that she released, I mean, it is like if you will be triggered by images of a very thin person whose health you will be worried about, then don't watch it. It's not worth watching it. But if that is not something, like for me, that's I knew I would watch it and feel something, but and
Yeah.
not like triggered.
Yeah. Sure.
So I did watch it, and the video itself is like very much about being a famous person. She is a child star. She was on Nickelodeon. She's,
Yep.
She's been through this experience of fame and high visibility and
Yes.
feedback about her body and like all of these things, and this video is very much like a commentary on that.
Hmm.
Um, and then is like quite a statement to be like, I'm stepping back from public life.
Totally.
And if, of course, I hope the hope is that she's stepping back from public life to have a fucking break from,
Totally.
being in that space, and also hopefully able to do whatever she needs to do to
Be
be
healthy.
well. But
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't, when I saw that article, I mean, that was my hope. When I saw the like stepping back from the spotlight, I was like, also real talk, I hope that that is part of the plan is like some treatment of this very visible illness. Um, and as someone who's like done that to the extent that you like you can't work as much as you would need to. I mean, like I passed out at work multiple times when I
Yes.
was this,
Yes.
and like you really do just like you're you're just starving your body, like you can't. And so like
Yeah.
and I remember thinking that like that what I was doing was healthy um and people even affirming that to me, which is the other thing that like there's no doubt that the people around her are at the very least complicit and if not responsible. Um, Especially to your point, since this is a person who came up as a child star. Um, and it really, it breaks my heart. And I think all the way back to like Judy Garland, I,
Yeah.
the way that we handle celebrities, um, and the blame is often put on like the fans and like us, the people that are like, well, you guys wanted it and you guys whatever. And I'm like, you're the ones who put pills down a child's throat in
Mm.
DM. Um, the grown men there are the ones who created Judy Garland's pill addiction, right?
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
so it's like,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
can like it reminds, I mean, it's the capitalist thing, right? Like where it's like it's on us to figure out how to get plastics out of our home rather than making policy. It's like,
Yes. Right.
okay, what the fuck? You know, it's like on us to recycle instead of saying, no, companies should stop doing this or that, right? Which,
Yeah.
by the way, I think there should be a campaign. This is fully a tangent now. There should be a campaign for junk mail
Ooh.
because literally the amount of waste that comes into my mailbox
Yep.
should literally be illegal.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, my job is to recycle this. Are you fucking kidding me? Half of it also can't be recycled because it has plastic in the paper.
Yep.
And so I'm like, no, if we had policy at the top that you can't send this shit out, A, I mean, I'm not taking on all of these stupid loans that I'm being offered and fucking credit cards and all of that, but someone else probably is. And so, A, we would stop ruining people's lives with fake money and environmental impacts. Um,
But I think what you're not thinking about, Adriana, is that like, what about the CEOs of these companies? Like, they rely on that junk mail for their personal income. And so, like, what are you asking that they just have a horrible life? Like, isn't that really kind of discriminating against like those companies?
you know what I should do is start collecting all of them and mailing them back to them.
It's a great idea. I love that. I mean, all of this is great. And to be clear, I'm on board.
I mean, it doesn't seem like you are.
Just think about the CEOs. That's all I'm saying. Come on.
Have a
It's
heart.
a
They're
it's a
suffering too.
hard time to be the CEO of a corporation, okay? They're having to send out this junk mail because Times are so tough.
I truly like, I mean, I'm staring at a pile of it right now, and it's just heinous. I'm like, this is like, every day I'm like, this is wild. Like, this should absolutely, like, this is where the policy should be. Like, I mean, it's obviously never going to happen. We clearly, I mean, we can't even get human centered policy, let alone earth centered. So not going to happen. But a thought certainly that some
I mean,
environmental.
don't say that. I love this thought, and we have to put it out into the universe. We have to like talk about the world that we wish was possible, and yes, there are constraints, and yes, it is shitty, but we have to imagine a better world. Oh my God, wait. I remembered what I was going to tell you before. You want to see my nails? I didn't take off this nail
Yes.
polish that I hate just so I could
Okay.
show it to you.
Thank you.
Okay, they look really
Okay.
pink, but they're
But wait,
pink.
why do you hate them? I think it's kind of cute. It's very Barbie.
Yeah, it's just not.
You know who would have loved that? My niece who went to school decked out in pink.
Shout out to her. A queen.
Truly.
That's commitment.
I mean, for the 19,
She
we're talking shoes, shorts, shirt, backpack. The socks were white, and that was the only that wasn't.
I should have loaned her my water bottle.
You think she doesn't have one of those shoved in her back that's
I bet she does.
in her pink backpack?
And a pair of these headphones in there too, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, I too love pink. I'm not it's an accent for me. So I guess this is, I don't know. I'm looking at it on the camera, I'm
I
not
like
hating it
it.
as much. But we'll see. I mean, the minute it starts to chip, I'm gonna have to take it off. But I went with a friend to get a manicures yesterday, and this is a friend who this is often our way of connecting as we pretty much are on each other's nail schedule. So we
Mm.
like anytime we
Nails.
go, it's usually with each other. And so yesterday we got manicures and she had gel on that she had to get taken off and then new gel on.
Okay.
Um, and I was like, I really could just straight up be like, can you just clean these up and just leave
Yes.
them? I mean, I'm loving like the short natural nails.
Yes.
Um, but then my nail artist was a little bit like judgy and was like, you really don't want to get any color? Like, are you kidding? And I was like, I mean, whatever. I guess I'll do like light pink, like thinking it would be like, it looked kind of sheer. It's not actually very sheer. It's actually,
No.
that's part of why I don't like it. It's like more
It is
opaque.
color. Yeah.
Um, so, just really wrestling with like the big problems in life here is what I'm
You
saying.
I will be very curious if the recording will be you or me when I spit my coffee out that you totally missed and I had to just clean
I did totally miss it. What'd you spit coffee out at? Was it because I was funny?
it. Kind of, it was like I laughed, but
Ooh.
that it didn't come out then. It was like somehow after that I just couldn't be a person who drank things in that moment.
Oh my
My body
God.
rejected the concept.
That is really funny. And I need you to know that saying, was it because I was funny? And you saying kind of was a dagger in my heart.
I saw it. I saw the face.
Oh, it hurt more than I expected. Oh, God.
It hurt more than I expected.
Ooh, it's painful. Hey, I actually have a question for you this time.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay. You're familiar with the Magic School Bus.
Obviously.
If you could take the Magic School Bus and like be a ride on the Magic School Bus as a student with Miss Frizzle, okay, where would you want to go? What would you want to explore?
I love this question because so now that it's out there that I've been watching Big Bang Theory, here's the thing. I thoroughly enjoy the like constant talk about science and
Uh-huh.
like and especially theoretical physics because like if I could do math, I would totally like dive into that world. I like it's basically applied philosophy. Like it's philosophy with stuff. And
Hmm.
I fucking love that. Like there's so
Uh-huh.
like I like there are episodes that I'm like interesting, and maybe I've put a couple holds on books at the library about Feynman and a couple other physicists that I'm like
Love.
curious if like what reading that will be like and if I can follow it or not. Because I find that I can follow it when it's talked about. It's when we get into like literal math terms that I'm like, okay, wait, I need to like visualize this. And so I would have to like, much like logic equations, have to like actually write it out.
Yeah.
But it is all kind of just logic equations with theoretical things. And that is a lot of what philosophy is in just usually epistemological things. Um,
Yeah.
what just came into the side of the screen? Was that a human?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a human leg. I have
Okay.
a one of my children is near me, but is playing a video game with headphones on, and I'm doing this with headphones on, so we're it's
Aw,
parallel play.
love that. Um, so I love this question because I think I would, because, okay,
You're
the
gonna
magic
see me
school,
disappear from the screen, but I'm going to get something and coming back, and I can still hear you. So continue.
okay, I'll talk to the panda bear. Um, I think like my memories of the magic school bus are mostly like bodily, like them going into human bodies and stuff like that. And like learning about like digestive systems and stuff. Um, but is it allowed to like go to like historical things, or do you have to go? I forget if it operates in like time or just in objects.
I just ran.
Oh, hilarious.
Um, because I'm
Oh, you were
speaker is
muted.
here, but
Oh, the
mic
mic.
is here with the
Got it.
computer.
Okay.
So I'm actually I let's assume that the magic school bus can time travel. I actually don't know, but
So it's
let's
also kind
assume
of
that
like Wishbone.
the child that's with me here is saying it can time
Okay.
travel.
Thank you. Thank
So
you for
we
that. I
got confirmation from a young person.
love that. The expert in the room. Um, yes, in that case, I would want to go to probably like MIT or Caltech or something in the like I wonder if I would want to go before or after they built the bomb. Probably before, I guess, to like see what the process was like to discover these things that we now know exist, but truly were unknown
Mm,
until these people did that. Now, they were all assholes and horribly mean humans. So, wouldn't be a lot of fun to like actually be there and especially in this body. But if I was just a tiny little school bus, like a fly on the wall watching, that would be
hmm.
fascinating. And I would still get to learn everything without
Yeah,
having to be like verbally and possibly physically abused by them.
sure. Yes. So this is helpful because also for the 19, as you're listening, and as I assume that the 19, you imagine your own answers to our questions. And by
I
the
hope,
way, you should feel free in the comments to share your answers,
please let us know.
please.
Let us know.
So let's just even this was helpful because now we can further clarify the terms of the Magic School Bus. So for anyone who's unfamiliar,
Mm-hmm.
um, the Magic School Bus as a concept is a school bus. You are led by a wise guide, wise but kooky,
Miss Friddle, right?
um,
Frizzle, Miss
Miss
Frizzle.
Frizzle.
We had Miss
And
Frizzle in our second grade. That's why. Sorry.
do we like Miss Friddle?
Yes, and I happened to be in the class that her granddaughter was in. So there was
Mm.
just a wee bit of conflict around that, or like favorite. It was weird. There was a weird vibe there. So,
Oh,
but that's okay. She was fine.
okay.
She wasn't mean.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, okay, but Miss Frizzle, and then the school bus itself, you can imagine you're in like a tiny safe bubble. So wherever
Mhm.
you go, you are shrunk down tiny and observing. And the school bus doesn't always have to shrink, but sometimes does, whether for concealment or because you're trying to explore something that is smaller than the human body. So, and now we're, saying that it can time travel as well. So you could go back in time. My thoughts were not about going to a different time. I had a couple thoughts. I would not explore the human body in the way that I
Mhm.
remember them doing.
Go up the. I remember them flying up the nose so viscerally. So
Oh, this is
viscerally.
like a classic famous episode of
Yep.
this, and it's no thank you. Although it's making me realize, is Magic School Bus books too? I
Yeah.
assume they have, did it
Yeah.
start as books?
For me,
I love having, by the way, the consultant off screen who's like, it's like having a producer like giving you a thumbs up.
they're fact checking. Your fact checker on the
Yes,
side.
exactly. Exactly.
Okay, yes. For me, it started as watching it, but I do remember books about it as well.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to look and see if there are books. Because I would love to read those to my tiny one especially. But anyway, I would not explore the human body because that would freak me out. I think places that came to mind for me immediately is going like to space,
Mm,
like out
mhm.
into space.
I forgot. I do remember the space one now because they were in their astronaut suits. Hmm.
Yeah. I'd be interested in that. Or to like explore like other planets if you're
Yes,
in a, environmentally controlled, safe little bubble.
sure, sure,
And could also like defy the rules of like space and time. So I could go to
sure.
space without necessarily,
Right,
spending a bazillion years there.
right.
Um, I also found myself thinking about the flower farm that I went to last week. I went to a U-Pick flower farm in upstate New
Uh,
York.
uh.
Um, and it was just
By the
like I
way,
just
nothing dreamier or gayer has ever been said.
exactly, exactly. Um, it was so dreamy. It was really and like I just like could have stayed there forever. But it also I would have been sunburned. I already got pretty sunburned just
Oh,
from like wandering around. But yeah, I imagined like shrinking down to like bee size.
yes, yes. That's literally what I was picturing. Yes.
Hmm. Um yeah, and just like flowers, plants, gardens, that kind of
Yeah.
level, or like being up in like trees, like kind of like bird view.
I was thinking about you with birds. I could see you hanging out in like a cardinal nest and just kind of vibing and getting what's going on up there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I imagine myself more in those types of like exploration of nature from a different size
Yeah.
or vantage point.
Yes. You know what though? I'm realizing another answer. So I'm going to give multiple answers.
Good.
I like your so first of all, the space one. Yes. I think that's awesome. I would go into the human body, but I would go into a brain. And
Mm,
like what I would love to see is like what is happening. Like for example, since I just started wellbutrin, which the 19, yay. Um, and and it's going well, so yay. I want to go into my brain and see what it looked like, what literally physically is happening in there when there isn't Wellbutrin and when I was like not leaving the house, and then what
yep.
happened after I started taking it. That is very fascinating to me as well. I mean, I think I remember a dinosaur episode that was pretty interesting too.
Oh yeah.
That would be cool. They had the ocean one, but I'm afraid of
I'm scared. I'm too scared.
I'm afraid of that. Like that's
Me
basically
too.
just submarine life and I have no interest. I can't not no interest. I'm very curious about what's down there. And this is where I'm actually very into technology. I'm like, we should continue developing technology that can go further down in the ocean without disrupting what's happening down there and find out what's going on. I want no humans doing it because that's insane and we're not built for it. Um, yeah,
Yep,
but
I'm right there with you.
speaking of which, I'm loving all these orcas fucking people up. Oh, come on.
Doing the Lord's work.
Truly, truly.
Nature is healing.
I was like, God, they're so smart. I love it. They're just like, stop. putting boats out here, bitch. Like we're trying to live.
Oh
Like
my God.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
And
love it.
honestly, as they should.
They
Good
should.
for
Yeah.
her.
I truly support it. I'm like, yes, defend your place. I love it. I think, yeah, a lot of what I'm thinking about is like also kind of chemistry oriented. I would love to see like what actually, like at a minuscule level, what causes different, like tiny little things to touch and become explosive or
Mm.
corrosive or like liquid nitrogen. Like, what the fuck is that? That it's just like you stick your, if someone stuck their hand in, it would just freeze it like that, like instantly. What the
hmm
fuck? What the fuck? That's crazy. That's bananas. How does that exist? And
It is. It totally is.
if I could get small enough to see what literal things are happening, kind of like in the brain, like what teeny tiny, like microscopic thing is happening that causes that, that'd be fascinating. So, yeah.
I love that. I love that. That didn't occur to me that like, oh, yeah, you would go down to a really, 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 really
Oh,
tiny level.
yes. I want to be a
Itty bitty.
cell. I want to be a cell. And
Whereas I want the school bus to be the size of like a big bumblebee
yeah, yeah.
or like a sparrow.
Mm.
That's about the size. I don't laugh. Oh my God, how disrespectful.
My dream magic bus is the size of a bumblebee or a sparrow. Again, nothing
God.
dreamier or gayer ever.
Listen, I have a brand, okay? I have a brand, I have an identity, and I live into it, even in my
Straight
magic
trad
school
wife.
bus fantasy.
Obviously, straight trad wife.
That's that's what I would say about me is like very trad wife. Extremely trad wife energy, for sure. That's actually I'm glad you brought this up because I wanted to talk to you about this. I am living into the trad wife lifestyle.
Trad wife life.
Trad wife life.
It's like, did I tell you? Did you see that they have a new Little House on the Prairie?
I have heard this, yes.
I'm like deeply upset about it. I think it's so stupid and such like propaganda bullshit of trad wife. Like it's idealizing and romanticizing all of this bullshit and gender
Yeah.
nonsense and like living off the land. And but then it also had me reflecting on the fact that I did grow up watching Little House on the Prairie and reading the books. And
Yeah.
in the books, you know, it said that they live in Minnesota. Um, but when I was watching the show, which is obviously was filmed in LA, I remember because I had never been to Minnesota as a kid, and I was like, I guess Minnesota is, and like, I guess a prairie is basically a desert because they literally had like tumbleweeds and shit in their
Yeah.
sets, you know, and just like dust and rocks everywhere. And I was like, and I'm like truly in my, like, I'm like, you know, watching this from age 5 to like 10. So I'm learning what I'm like, I guess a prairie is just like the desert, kind of interesting. And Minnesota is full of it. Like,
Guess Minnesota's just one big desert.
exactly. Imagine my surprise.
Okay, make sure the freezer's all the way closed. If that's not, we've discovered. Also, welcome to my house in summertime when two of my four children are home. We have, are the popsicles melted? One of my children has opened the freezer to discover that the ice cream is melted. Are the popsicles solid? Feel them. You can feel whether they're melted or not. They're all intact. Put the ice cream in the back of the freezer, all the way in the back, and then close it. And then set a timer for like 30 minutes and come back, okay? And then it'll be more solid. Okay? We can't possibly have our ice cream be too soft. We can't do that.
That's like my dream come true. I like,
You want you like the really soft ice cream?
give me a pint that's like pretty soft. Oh, so satisfying to me. I love it. I hate when it's so hard And when I eat a pint of ice cream, I scrape around the edges and leave like a mound in the middle that I keep chipping away at as it melts on the sides.
I I appreciate
Also, if if me judging your school bus was offensive, that face, how dare you? How dare you judge my soft ice cream? Maybe I have a sensitive palate. Did you ever think of that?
no. No, because here's the thing. I don't judge ice cream consumption. I really don't. Ice
Hmm,
cream is
that
a
face said
joy.
otherwise. Go.
No, I judge I'm judging your texture and temperature preferences. Yeah, I'm judging that. And it's
And
okay. It's okay. You don't have to defend that to anyone but yourself. That
I
you
mean, to
get
be
to
clear, it's still cold. I'm not waiting until it's like hot soup. Just
God. Ooh, to me, I don't want any part of it to be liquid. And there's like, I
uh,
think for me, you also know my relationship to ice, to
yes,
temperature. There is like a textural element to that.
yes,
Like as soon as something starts to melt,
yes.
there's something for me that happens that I can't.
That's so
I
fascinating.
I need it to be like as cold as possible.
My both of my nieces have my ice cream preference, and people give them a hard time because when they get like scoops of ice cream, in a bowl, they they eat off of it slowly, but then they when a like slight puddle starts, they start stirring it around until it's basically soft serve, and then they eat it. And that is exactly how I used to eat that kind of ice cream. And
Mm.
everyone it's always the same, like stop playing with it, and I'm like they're not playing, they're getting it to the proper consistency that they want. But
Mm. Listen,
and they both always are like, yeah. I'm like, I
to be
got your back.
seen and known is to be loved. To have an adult recognize something of themselves in you and defend it, it's healing.
It truly is.
I now I want ice cream and Oreos.
I feel like both were possible,
Yeah, they
famously.
totally are. Famously, only steps out of my
So wait,
front door too.
how do you feel about like milkshakes and stuff? Because I think like milkshakes, Frosties, Blizzards, the thing about those is that they do melt faster because it is soft serve. And like, so like, how
It
does that work with you?
it's different to me when I'm going to drink it with a straw. If
Okay.
it's something that I'm going to drink with a straw, I like it to be melty. Although, like smoothies, shakes, anything, I prefer them to be like pretty thick.
Yes.
I don't like anything that's too liquidy. So I
Mm.
actually don't default to like a milkshake or a smoothie or what
That's
or any or frosty even that often. With a frosty too, it's also frosty is a dip to me. I'm
yes.
dipping fries in it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I never did,
So
but I get it.
you
Also, the judgment. That was a judgy face too.
I'm sorry. I tried. You never did it like it just wasn't your thing or you've never tried it or
I've never tried it, and then by the time I heard about it, I was vegetarian, and I don't. Their fries are, I'm pretty sure, not vegetarian. So
got it.
yeah,
Okay. But like fries in a milkshake is something you'd be open to trying at some point?
I would. I don't. I think the other thing is I don't order fries very much. They're not
Mm.
my like. I think we've talked. Potato things aren't. It's like rare when I crave them. Like I don't eat a lot of potato chips or anything like that. If given now, there are exceptions. Like the restaurant that we went to before the burlesque show, like
Yes.
that is a special ass fucking fry that's so delicious that I'm like, I crave that, right? But it isn't like most of the people in my life just love fries. Like the same way
Yeah.
that I like pizza, where it's like, yeah, I definitely have some I like more than others, but they're all pizza. So I'm happy with even
Yeah.
shitty pizza. And that's how most of my friends are with fries and potato like things in general. And I'm not, that's just not really my thing. So even growing up, I didn't often like eat my fries or finish them.
Mm.
Um, and but I what I would do is say, that's okay, just give me two cheeseburgers instead.
Hell yeah.
That's okay, give me a double order of McNuggets because that's like
Yeah.
I'll balance it. If you need me to eat more, I will. I just want it to be that and not potatoes. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's real. That's real. No, I love fries so much. So it's hard. It is it's a
yeah,
tricky thing to imagine, but I guess yeah, that makes sense
yeah.
that that wouldn't be your go-to then.
I do love sweet potato fries. Like, love
Mm. And they used to be everywhere. For a while they had them everywhere and
the trend.
they're not as trendy anymore.
Did you ever go to the pharmacy in East Nashville?
Okay. So I need you to know that you just unlocked a question that I have had and I've tried to conjure. What is that restaurant that had like the beer garden outside and
Yep,
like I
yep,
think they had burgers, but they
yep,
like and I have tons of photos of me with friends eating there and I'm like, what was
yep,
that place? It was like a popular place.
yep.
It was the pharmacy.
It was indeed.
Yeah, yes, I've been there quite a bit.
So I used to live 3 blocks from there.
Of course.
One of my apartments was in Cleveland Park right there. Um, and I lived in East Nashville like a few years before it was built. But because I was in like the service industry in East Nashville and all of that, and everyone knew each other and partied together and all of that, like I knew the people there really well and like the people who
Yeah.
started it. And um, same thing with some of the breweries like Fat Bottom Brewery and stuff like that that opened over there. Um, a lot of the people I knew were in the beer world because this was for the 19. This was an era of sweet potatoes, kale, and microbreweries. So
Yep.
we were in the IPA era, if you will, and like millennials living their best lives, assuming that we could somehow hold intense capitalism and small business at the same time. The fantasy was alive and real. and but anyway, the
A
pharmacy,
hopeful time.
yes, the pharmacy was like, I mean, we probably went every week or other week. My partner at the time and I, who lived when I lived over there, we lived together, and and we met because we worked in energy. Both of us were working in energy efficiency, so a lot of our friends were either in beer or construction in that world, and that was just a regular meetup spot for us. Um, this is all to say, their sweet potato fries and aioli were so
Yes.
good.
Killer.
And
Absolutely.
that was one of the few places that I would get there. They had a falafel burger with feta cheese and like tzatziki sauce and stuff that was so good, and
Mm.
a and the fries, and I would get both. Oh my God, that's actually also where the final breakup with one of my exes happened. I totally forgot about that. Oh, I was in such a cute jacket that day. I I found a like I still have it, or I maybe just got rid of it, but it was a leather jacket, like a real one from the 80s that was like wider on the shoulders and narrower at the waist. Um, Leather jacket. So cute. Oh, loved it. Anyway, showed up there in like a white tee and that with my cute asymmetrical hair and was like, I think we're fully done now. Um, and
Uh,
yeah. I mean, to be fair, this was after like multiple cheatings and breakings up and substance use things and myriad other issues. So it's not, I don't want to paint myself as the hero of the story. And when I went back to this person multiple times,
no, no, you made it clear that your outfit was the hero of the story. The jacket is the hero.
oh my God, it really was.
Thank God. You were
I got
saved by the confidence of the jacket and the asymmetrical haircut.
I got it at the Goodwill on Gallatin, right by the Kroger. Um,
Oh, oh, Nashville. I know exactly the Goodwill.
I know
I
you
can
do.
picture it.
I know you do.
We
Um,
definitely were at pharmacy at the same time.
what if you were there when that breakup was happening? I can't. I love imagining it. That's my new narrative. Is that
I just feel certain we were in the same place at the same time on multiple
oh,
occasions.
literally like I truly want to start anytime either of us find a photo of us in Nashville where there's people behind us, like at a bar or at an event.
Yes,
We seriously have to start looking for each other and people we know because
absolutely.
there is no there literally statistically with like Nashville has like 600,000 people or something. There's just no fucking way.
Yeah.
Um,
And
and
we know for sure we were going to some of the same places. That's like the
exactly.
wild thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, okay. Now, can I ask you what's keeping you alive, even though you've already answered me?
You totally can. Now that I'm like marionetted back to animation, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Now that
I
you're Justin Timberlaked back,
exactly,
Pinocchio'd back.
exactly. Um, so I am really wanting to start the newsletter that I told you about.
Yes.
And I had started writing some stuff on it before I took to the bed, and now I think I can get it going again. I mean, wellbutrin is literally keeping me alive right now, so that's cool.
Hell yeah.
Um, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. And I'm incredibly grateful for you being a good role model in this, and also to my therapist and other practitioners who listen and are thoughtful. And then, you know, thinking about how I continue to participate in this persistent fight that we find ourselves in, which we find ourselves. You like how I fixed it so I didn't end with preposition?
Yeah, I do. Do you think that the 19 are going to judge you if you make a grammatically incorrect, grammatically incorrect,
I like Radically so much. That's awesome.
grammatically, it's grammatically incorrect.
Gradical dude. Um, um, no, I don't. But are you like? I don't know if you're like I notice every time I make a grammatical error. Like if I split an infinitive when I'm speaking,
I don't even know what split and infinitive means.
the best way that it was described to me when I learned it, because I didn't know either, is like so to boldly go where no man's gone before, the Star Trek phrase,
Okay.
right? To boldly go splits the infant. It should be to go boldly because you split
Okay.
the action of to go, right? With
Uh,
and so
oh.
in writing, it often weakens active punches when you split the action of the
Hmm.
two words.
Interesting.
Um, that example was always very helpful to me. Um,
Yeah.
that I was like, oh, that does make sense. And now I can't unthink it, of course. So yes, ending things in prepositions and like it's like this in my brain. Sometimes I'm like, either it's like, oh, you just ended with a preposition, or it's yeah, I just ended with a preposition and I don't care.
And I don't even care because I'm a badass and I do what I want.
Have you seen my Goodwill leather jacket? I
Eh.
obviously am brave enough to end a sentence with a preposition.
My asymmetrical haircut shows that I don't care about convention. I'm willing to be different. I dare to be different.
I'll split your infinitive.
I that's really funny. Yeah, I couldn't have told you before now what that means or picked it out. Yeah, that was an interesting thing writing with a developmental editor
Mm,
on my most recent book is that is like I really just like got down a draft and sent it
mm,
and we like went back and forth. So I really just relied on her to like
mm.
find stuff where it's like I would just change this phrasing a little bit or
Yes.
like
Yeah, yeah.
whatever. Because my brain was like, I just need to, it
Dump
needs
it.
to just all come out however it comes out, get it down, and
Yes.
then,
Yeah.
but that's so interesting. I definitely like I have my moments of like how I speak when I speak or when I write something that I'm like I will like second guess or question like did that make sense? Was that grammatically correct? But I things
Yeah.
like not ending on a preposition, I just don't hold those like grammatical I don't know. I don't even like I that wouldn't occur to me that ending on a preposition is not a
Like
thing you're supposed to do.
I it it it's it's very weird because I'm like I don't care when other people do it.
Of course.
It is, however, something I just will note. Like I can't not notice it for some reason. Like I notice
Well,
it
yeah.
and like because even when I notice that I do it, it's not that I'm like, well, that's not true. Sometimes I am like, ugh, and like because every now and then I'm like, you need to slow down and like try a little harder, to be clear. And
Mm,
but it's never about speaking well or writing well because I hate that bullshit. It drives me absolutely crazy that people
yeah.
believe that there's a proper way to do basically anything. I'm like, fuck off with that. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And but it's just like I can't help but like know that it's there now. Do you know what I mean?
I
And
do.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I will say like the split infinitive thing has been helpful to my writing to get me to help some of my stuff be punchier. I still split infinitives all the time and like instinctually most of us do it constantly.
Yeah.
But it's been really helpful to when I'm editing something I've written or coming back to it after some time away and I see, oh, that actually is like taking the punch
Yeah.
out a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, mostly it just shows that you have actually learned and retained these concepts.
No.
Whereas I'm like, I think I may have never, some of these concepts I may not have fully learned.
Yes.
And definitely more of them I certainly have not retained.
Yes.
Um, so that part is interesting. I mostly just have a lot of all of my thoughts I have about my writing are mostly, is this even good? This sucks, doesn't it? This is really boring. This is really,
Which it's not. And I wasn't taught, I was only taught these things actually through philosophy in undergrad.
yeah, that
So,
makes sense.
but anyway, yeah. Okay, what's keeping you alive?
Well, great question. Um, what's keeping me alive? I started a writing class last night. I'm taking a creative nonfiction writing workshop, which I'm very
Mhm.
excited about.
Yes.
Um,
Yay.
yeah, it's nice to like have structured like craft conversation and be learning and like carve out space for that because I think a lot of my angst with my writing practice is that I kind of will if I am not accountable to anyone else, I will deprioritize it.
Yep.
So that is really nice. That has been good. What else? Oh,
In
I
that, I ask a clarifying question.
yes.
Um, in that class, are you all going to share work and actually give feedback?
No, not in this workshop. So it's large.
Okay.
It's like 100 people.
Okay.
So there are like moments of discussion in like the class, but then there also is, I think, going to be a separate like community space
Okay.
for people who have taken the class where I think people will be sharing things.
Okay.
Um, but I am planning, so this is my class for August, and then my kids need to get back into school and all of that in September, and we have to reestablish kind of like our routine for the school year. And then I think once that is done in October, I'm going to take a poetry class that I think will be, no, that I know will be one where we share and discuss and get feedback on work.
I
So,
love
yeah, so I think that'll be good. I think that's going to be good um for my practice. I've told Laura I did like the pre-course survey for this
it.
class, and it was like, what's your like in share a bit more about yourself as a writer, and it was like a like a fill in the blank kind of box. And so, I wrote, oh, I've written some self-help books and whatever, but like this is like a new genre for me, and I'm exploring wanting to write things, whatever. And then there was a question that was like, choose the writing level that best matches you. And number one is beginner. And my brain is like, beginner.
Stop it.
And then, which by the way, my wife laughed when I
Of
was
course.
like, yeah, but beginner, I want to choose beginner. And she's like, and I like listed all of them for her. And her face goes like, okay, there you go. Cause it was like beginner, casual writer, um, looking to learn about publishing, published author. So it's
So
like, not only,
there's one that literally, it's not even like beginner, intermediate, expert. It's not even vague. It's like
no.
published writer describes you.
And I do just have to remind myself like, oh, and I think somewhat it is a strength to have this like beginner's mind kind of
Yes. Yes.
orientation, this like
Absolutely.
belief that like I always have new things to learn. I am exploring a new to me genre of writing,
Mhm.
right? Like all
Totally.
of that is true. And I can get in the space where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like brand new to this, whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, however, by literally anybody else's definition,
That's right. One
I'm not a beginner.
thing. Keep talking.
Um, yeah, so I think that felt affirming. That was a positive and also made me laugh at myself.
Just in case you needed visual confirmation, everyone.
That's me. That's my name.
And this,
Um,
but we would call this a book
we would.
with
Yeah.
writing. There's some writing in there. It's weird, but there is writing. Uh,
I did that one. And that one I did all by myself.
exactly.
Um, yeah, so I don't know. So that's good. I'm also, Channy, our Lord and Savior,
Obviously.
um, has indicated that this cycle of eclipses and things that are happening
Mm,
right now are happening in the part of my chart that is about public roles and
mm-hmm,
professional identity.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so I do think there's some degree, and I feel like I've been like flirting with this concept of like, do I really consider myself to be an artist? Like how do I let that be a primary
Mm-hmm,
focus that takes up space in my life, that doesn't feel like
mm-hmm,
just something frivolous or
mm-hmm.
an idea of how I like to think about myself, but actually be doing that.
Totally.
Um, so it feels good to be taking steps in that direction. I also had a chat with my mom this morning where she was talking about wanting to start a project that is like public and would give her like visibility. And she's like, my brain is like keeps throwing up obstacles. Like I think I'm like, creating obstacles that will stop
Yep.
me from actually simply just doing the thing.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, my brain's doing that too with like, a writing project that I've been thinking about and want to work on. And she was like, well, what is it? What's it about? And it's one of those moments that like, and this literally happened like 2 hours ago. It's one of those moments that you're like, this is a fork in the road of this conversation.
Mm,
Because I could give the answer that I normally would give that lets me continue to put it off, which is like, oh, just a little, like thinking maybe some poetry, some memoir, whatever. I don't know. I don't really know.
mm-hmm.
Wrong answer.
Right.
Lie, incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said to my mother, I said, yeah, I think I'm going to write something. I don't know, like I can't really speak to the format because I haven't written it yet, but I think what I'm writing about is intergenerational family trauma and healing and how I've like centered this in my life as both like as a foster parent, but
Mhm.
also I am like healing generational traumatic debt.
Yes.
And she was like, yeah, so like you can, what did she say? She said, because then I started talking about, like writing about the ethics of like writing and talking about people, and she's talking
Mhm.
about, she's going to start a social media account educating about breast cancer.
Oh my God, I love that.
And, we're talking about kind of like the vulnerability of talking about things that are personal and sharing things that are personal. And she's like, well, yeah, because how, you'll have to find a kind of diplomatic and artful way to say, like, my dad was kind of an asshole and my mom was probably autistic and didn't know. And I was like, oh, okay, okay, well, good.
I would
This,
say, can I just quote you on that? And that starts the book.
yeah, I was like,
This
yeah,
conversation is is the introduction to this book.
yeah, I think that's right. Um, which I think I was also feeling. I definitely have moments in my life where I go, oh, I'm going to be writing about this at some
Mm-hmm.
point. Do you
Oh,
ever have that?
I yes, definitely about jokes, but also like in a different life, I feel like I was uh like a cinematographer or
Yes.
like director of photography or something like that. Because I just so constantly am like, oh God, that's a good shot. Like that would be stunning to capture. And
Yeah.
so I think about that, like, that's kind of one of the ways that I see the world, to be honest. And as you know, and it comes up on this podcast a lot, how often I'm like, oh my God, that would be a great show or movie. Like, that's a great plot,
Yeah.
So like, and children's books. I feel like these are the ways that I create and
Yes.
making sense of my world. In case people aren't
Yes.
there, I think about sitcoms, children's books, and cinematography. That's and then jokes at the end of all of it. But yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And mine is very like memoir, photo, poem.
Mm-hmm.
Since knowing you, I also think about stand up a lot
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
as like like, oh my God, this would be incredible stand up material.
Right. Right.
Um, but yeah, anyway, so that is my
That's
inner
keeping you.
world of things that are propelling me forward. I have art to make.
I love that. Um, to that end, there was a. I'm kicking myself because there was a joke I thought of while I was brushing my teeth this morning, and I was like, "That's actually worth writing down," because I think about them all the time, and most of the time I'm like, whatever, not worth anything. Um, but then every now and then I'm like, write that down. But I was in the bathroom brushing my teeth, and I thought, I was like, oh, just send it in like a voice note to AJ so you don't forget. And then I forgot to send it to you when I walked out like 10 minutes later. And so now I've got like the very beginning, but I can't remember what the next part was. I think I'll get it because I'm impressed that I've remembered this much. But the real like premise is like the piece that I'm missing, but I understand like the lead up that I had in my head. So I'm like, if I can keep following that path, visually it's like I'm on a path and like then like it's like the cartoon just ends.
Yeah.
The page just goes white. There's nothing.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm like, wait, no, no, no. There's the next part of this shit. What happens
Oh
next?
my God. The
Um,
artistic journey.
the artistic journey, man. Um, yeah, I'm glad we're both alive.
Me too. Me too. Thank God. Thank God for psych meds.
Truly,
Thank
dude.
God for friendship
Thank God for
and
art.
nature and art
Yeah.
and shitty TV
Yes.
and yeah, and ice cream. No matter how melted you prefer it, it's all good.
And from my perspective, no matter how solid you prefer it.
Exactly. There you go. There you go. That's good. Way to reframe.
Also, I want to say I was very impressed by the picture I took of my ice cube yesterday. And as my eye sophistication,
Please insert the photo here. Like we
I
need to.
really, I was like, this is gorgeous.
I have to send you something right now because I want your reaction to these photos on camera. I want you to see three things that I saw within a 10-minute span of time.
Okay.
Three things that I encountered on my walk this morning. I'm texting them to you right now.
Okay.
I can narrate them, or we can insert the imagery if we want to end on a little bit of messages from the universe from my
Let's get
walk.
messages from the universe. I love these. And these can go with the ice cube.
Amazing. Yes, I'm
I
being sent
that
symbols.
I am uh uh
This calico cat, by the way, came up to me and nuzzled against my legs and my hands. So seeing cats everywhere, seeing little strawberry candies everywhere. What's the best way to? They're on a weird part of my hand to be able to
they
show them on
are.
the camera.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a weird spot.
Okay, here's the thing about
Good.
us. We could do this for 6 more hours.
Is that
So for the sake of the 19, let's take a
anyway?
moment to just say more soon.